Today we're talking about the life of a chronically ill teenager. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a very warm welcome to Xharianation. One of my cousins actually encouraged me to kind of talk about my experiences with my chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases, and we're also eating ramen. And of course it has to be spicy because I hate my taste buds. So I have a little list, and then I'm also just gonna ramble when I remember things. So first of all, for those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Raynaud's disease at the end of September of 2022. They're autoimmune diseases, but they're also chronic, there's no cure for them. Rheumatoid arthritis it's arthritis, joint pains and stiffness and stuff, but it's not the kind that comes with old age. Raynaud's disease is kind of trouble circulating the blood to my fingers and toes, so especially my toes, they'll be blue and super cold for no reason. And then lupus, the kind I have, it affects my skin. So lupus attacks your organs, and so for me it's my skin. And luckily, since my grandpa is a doctor, we caught it very early. So I'm pretty much stable, I guess. My labs and stuff, the numbers look good, but that's one thing. Even if the numbers look normal and good and stuff, I still feel like crap all the time, no matter what. So it's not very encouraging. My rheumatologist said the last time I saw him that this is the best I've ever been. With the numbers and stuff, and with the blood counts or whatever that goes with lupus. My parents are all excited and stuff, and it's bro, I feel the same. I feel worse than when I was first diagnosed. The numbers mean nothing to me. Anyways, the vegetable pouch. It's 11 a.m. and I'm eating ramen. Now water. Okay. Now, microwave uncovered for 5 minutes. Whoa, it's hot. But it is done. And now, empty the fire sauce packet. I have a collection of chopsticks, so I try to use them as much as possible. Fire sauce. There we go. My number one issue with being chronically ill is I'm in pain all the time. I feel like I've never not known pain at this point. From the Raynaud's, my fingers and toes will be tingly, and then it's not happened recently, but around February to basically maybe April or May, I had tactile allodynia, which means that even the slightest touch hurt. I wasn't pushing in, or it was this. Me trying to put on a shirt would hurt my skin for some reason. And then with the arthritis, it's my joints. So my elbows and my wrists and my knuckles or my finger joints or whatever, and my knees and my ankles, they will be stiff and they hurt to bend. I don't know if it's related to the lupus or anything, but then I've been getting migraines way more often. My back is always hurting too. And if you get one autoimmune disease, you are likely to develop another, which I developed chronic pain around February of 2023. Look at me. 4 illnesses. I'll put a picture When I was first diagnosed with lupus, it was because my grandpa noticed a butterfly rash on my face. It's like red and in the shape of a butterfly. It's like my nose and my cheeks. And that's like one of the defining symptoms of lupus in like your skin. Never mind. And since all these things work together, I feel like I'm pretty sure I also have chronic fatigue. And I say this, I'm not like trying to self-diagnose, but basically from my experiences, I am always tired. My body is always tired and too weak to do things. Like, there are times when I can't go a day without a nap or even 2 naps. And even if I go to sleep at like 10 and sleep till 8, I'll still spend the day like a zombie because I'm so tired. Like, I am never energetic for things anymore. And it sucks because like with my younger cousins, before I got sick, I would be able to like run around with them and play with them and like throw them around and stuff. And then it feels like they don't really understand why I can't do that anymore. It's very frustrating because I want to be able to interact and to like enjoy what I'm doing. Like, even with the kids I babysit, like I want to be able to like run around with them and keep up with them, but like my like body is just like really not letting me. Like, people will notice, like I'll be like yawning like 10 times in a row and be like, you must be tired, did you stay up late? It's like, no. Like, a big frustration with these like my illnesses is that it feels like no matter what I do, nothing changes and nothing helps. Like, I really hate taking my meds. Like, they taste nasty and some of them are too big and stuff like that. And so I've gone like long times without taking my meds, and my symptoms may have worsened a little bit, but it wasn't super noticeable. I feel like the meds aren't really doing anything. And like, I know I have to take them. I know, like, because I thought about like when I move out and go to college, I don't have to take them anymore. But they were like, if I did that, then it'll probably like down the line the lupus will like affect like my kidneys or something, and I might have to like go on dialysis and stuff, and I obviously don't want to do that. Sometimes I wish that I had like a worse illness, because with this, like, I have to deal with like moderate discomfort and frustration for the rest of my life, rather than with, I know cancer is very serious. I have multiple family members that have had cancer. With cancer, from my perspective, it looks like you get chemo and then you're done. But with this, I'm just taking meds for the rest of my life, and the meds don't even like cure anything. So sometimes I wish that I had like had something worse, I guess, so that I wouldn't have to deal with this for so long. This is my like daytime meds. This is Celcept. I have to take 2 in the morning and 2 at night, and then I have to take a multivitamin. Omeprazole, I have to take it because all of the medicine that I'm taking could like mess up my stomach, so this is supposed to help it. And then Lyrica is a pain med. This is an antidepressant. So is this, because of course on top of this I have depression and anxiety. Then hydroxychloroquine, and then prednisone. So that's 10 pills in the morning. The capsules are okay. Everything else tastes disgusting, and it gets lodged in my throat, and it's a horrible, horrible experience. And then I have even more to take at night. And then I have to take Benlysta once a week, and it's a self-injection that I put into my thigh. It's an auto-injector, and it hurts so bad. Why does it hurt that much? Like, it's only for a few seconds, yes, but it's an agonizing few seconds. First, before this, I would go in once a month and get an infusion of Benlysta, like an IV goes in and then it like drips. Yeah, and that was chill. I kind of liked that better actually because I like getting to see my nurses and they gave us free food. But after my infusions, for some reason, I would be out for the next 2 or 3 days. Like I would be exhausted and couldn't do anything. I'd just be sleeping the whole days. Speaking of like being out, I guess, like the reason that I'm in online school for senior year is because like when I was diagnosed, so that was like the first half of junior year. And it was okay. I didn't really miss any school except for some appointments. These illnesses, stress can cause flare-ups. And in December of 2022, my dog Bella got sick and she died. And then also there was just a bunch of drama with my ex-boyfriend being completely insensitive about that. Obviously it caused a lot of stress. And then the next few months, that's when I developed the chronic pain. And that's when I started missing so much school. Because I feel like the lupus symptoms, to me, it's basically like a constant cold. And the arthritis, like the joints, I feel like those are more of like a nuisance. Maybe the arthritis, if it gets bad, yeah. But the chronic pain is a whole other story. And it just completely took me out for basically the second half of junior year. Like I could not go to school like 2 days in a row. And if I did, I would be out for the rest of the week and I would have to stay home. So I started doing this thing, like they had a 504 plan for me, and then a teacher would come to my house maybe like once or twice a week, and every hour that she was there counted for a day of attendance, so I wasn't losing so much attendance and I could do my work at home on Canvas. But yeah, it was like really sucky missing so much. Like I'm glad that the first half I got to do like all the homecoming activities and stuff, but like now senior year I'm not gonna have a prom. And like I've been planning to wear the strawberry dress to prom since I was a freshman. It's still kind of hot. It's pretty salty. I guess I expected more of like a teriyaki type taste. Like I was missing school so much that I had I missed my final in IB English, and so I failed that class. And so I had to work on it over the summer so that my senior year teacher could grade it and put in a grade for junior year so that I wouldn't be like failing. And so over the summer, I was doing physical therapy and stuff, and also therapy. And so I figured I would be really chill for senior year, and I was like, this senior year is gonna be the one normal year. I'm gonna do everything that I wanna do, and it's gonna be chill. Because freshman year was online due to COVID, sophomore year I had to move to Texas, and then junior year I got sick and a bunch of stuff happened. 2 weeks in, I'm transferring to virtual school. I tried to go to school. I went to school the first day, wiped out the second day. Went to school the third day, wiped out the next 2 days. And I was like, this is just not gonna work, especially being an IB and having to like write, a 3,000 word essay and a bunch more essays and doing like different like projects and running my own club. Like I would not be able to keep up with that. And even if I went to on level, I would still be missing a bunch of school. And I didn't want to have a bunch of like no-shows on my attendance and things like that. So my IB coordinator, he's very kind and attentive. He personally reached out to this school because when my dad was researching and looking at it, they said that they didn't have any more openings for seniors. So my IB coordinator reached out and was like, hey, he like dropped some names or something, and they gave me a spot like right away, so I was able to transfer. It's been really convenient and helpful. I did like start late, so I had been playing catch up the whole first semester, but I did manage to pass all my classes. I have friends in my last school and in the IB program and stuff, and when they found out that I was gonna be leaving, they're like, oh my gosh, we'll keep in touch and blah 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 blah. The majority of them didn't, but also my social battery is completely dead and has been forever. Like, I used to be such a social butterfly, but since I got sick, it's just been like draining and draining and draining more and more, and I can barely keep up like a conversation. So I've still kept in touch with a few people, and they're like very specific people that have been really important and helpful since I was like at my last school, I guess. I'm happy that I'm still in touch with them. Like, my new school doesn't really give many opportunities for socialization. Like, we're not allowed to put our socials in the chat or like privately message other students. So, but I am in this like group, and we're making friendship bracelets to give out at graduation. And like, there are some in-person meetups that I've gone to, and I've met some senior girls, and they're all really nice. I don't necessarily like this. I need the heat. These are my night meds. Like I said, I take Celsep twice a day, so there's 2 more. Then magnesium. These are gabapentin. It's another pain med, but it's because the Lyrica that I'm supposed to take at night, I don't have any more of it, so I need to like get it refilled. Then this is trazodone. It's a sleep med. And then melatonin. When I was first diagnosed, my rheumatologist decided to go a very aggressive route to treat my lupus, even though it was like moderate, so it's like way more likely to work and not come back, I guess. So I was on like 50 to 55 milligrams of prednisone, which is a steroid. I think it's anti-inflammatory or something like that. It made me so hungry. Like, one of the side effects is your appetite is increased so much. Like, I'm the type of person that I usually, like, if I go to restaurants, I usually can't eat my full meal. Like, I'll eat half of it and then eat the other half, like, the next day, because, like, I just get, like, full really quickly. But on prednisone, I would eat the entire, like, big restaurant portion and still be hungry afterwards. At lunch, at school, I would walk to a restaurant across, like, the street to get something to eat because I was so hungry. Like, I would have to, like, catch the bus, but I would walk over to the restaurant and just hope that I could get my food and then walk back and not miss my bus. My parents were completely horrible and insensitive about it. Like, they would comment on how much I was eating so often, and, like, I was even, like, begging them to stop, like, telling them that it made me feel bad that they were calling attention to how much I was eating. And they were like, well, we're just trying to help you, and we know that you're conscious about your weight. Then why would you bring up how much I'm eating? And, like, you know it's because that I have an illness and I'm on medicine. So why would you ever do that? Like, one night I was literally, like, I was eating and I went to go get seconds, and they stopped me, and they were saying that I was eating too much, and I was, like, literally crying, like, telling them to stop bringing it up, and they never did, and they never apologized either. I'm pretty sure they actually got mad at me for being upset. That's business as usual for my parents. And another bad side effect of prednisone, I'll put a picture, is moon face. It's just basically your face gets really round and, like, chubby. My face shape now is changed from what it was before. Like, looking at pictures of me before, my face was, like, very skinny. Now it's more round, I guess, and you can, like, compare. And I'm basically a pro at getting my blood drawn. Needles, they don't faze me. Like, I was talking about the auto injector, that's a whole different thing. It's, like, thick and it just, like, punches into you. But with the needles, for, like, getting your blood drawn or, like, getting steroid shots or an IV or something, that's completely chill. But I feel like that's kind of, like, morbid, if that's the word. It's not normal to be so used to getting needles stuck in you. You know, they always ask at like hospitals and like about your pain scale, like 1 to 10, but I feel like that it's not relative to my actual pain, because my pain is constantly at like a 4 maybe, but that would be like my 1, or maybe it's like a 2. I'm just like dealing with it, but it's not incapacitating. However, if my pain, it doesn't like just like tick up like gradually, like one day I'll wake up and it's at like an 8 and I'll be bedridden for the day. Like my super bad chronic pain that was happening from like February to April, I was going to my rheumatologist about it and like literally asking him like, what more can you do? Like, this isn't working. I'm in so much pain. And he was like, well, this isn't what lupus does. Then what the heck is wrong with me? Like, what is doing this to me? It's so frustrating that you're my doctor and you don't know what's wrong with me and you can't help me. It's kind of hard to comprehend that this is a chronic illness with no cure that I'm gonna deal with for the rest of my life. Because, like, what do you mean that there's all this research happening and you guys went to school for, like, more than 8 years and you don't know how to help? Another thing, night sweats. This never really used to happen before, and I don't know what's causing it. It's not as frequent. My doctors thought that it was because I was on Zoloft. I used to, like, wake up and my clothes would be drenched, my sheets would be drenched from me sweating so much. And I would literally sleep in a tank top and underwear, and I would still be sweating. I would sleep with only, like, a sheet, and I would still be sweating. And then I thought, like, maybe my body's overcompensating because it's cold, so I would put on layers and sleep under layers, and I'd still be sweating. And that still happens occasionally now. No matter what I wear, no matter what I do, I don't know what is causing it at all. And then sleep in general, it just like sucks. Like, it takes over an hour to fall asleep. I'm basically never sleep throughout the night. Like, I'm constantly waking up, tossing and turning. For what? It helps when I have him sleep with me sometimes. Especially, like, I've been having nightmares a lot more since this whole thing started. But still, it's just a lot harder than normal to fall asleep. And, like, I need sleep. Like, if I don't get enough sleep or if I stay up too late, I, for some reason, get horrible vertigo that lasts for days. And I don't know if it's really vertigo, but it's, like, any movement I make to my, like, with my head, or if I, like, stand up, like, or bend over. Sometimes, even if I blink, it's like my brain jolts and like force restarts, if that makes sense. Vertigo is the closest thing that looks like it, I guess. My dad, he had an illness and he had to like take pills and be in the hospital and stuff, but it was cured, like he was healed from it. And I feel like at the beginning he would like try to act like he understood what I was going through. And, like, maybe, like, he had, like, a similar experience of being in the hospital because I was hospitalized. I vlogged it. Like, it would just make me so angry that he would try to act like he knew what I was going through, because he was using it as a way to, like, guilt me if I was falling behind in school. My parents, with this, they tried to tell me to just push through it, and sometimes it feels like they're just like blatantly dismissing how I'm feeling, because like I know how to push through it. I'm constantly pushing through it. I'm constantly in pain and not feeling well and tired. The days that I'm laying in bed and sleeping in and like resting, it's because it's too much. I don't want to be in bed every day, so I feel like they don't have to make me feel bad about it. Like, I feel like my parents, they think they know what's best, and then they approach me in a completely wrong way that just makes things worse. Like with the prednisone thing. They are very irritating, and they just nag, I guess. Like, my mom is always talking to me about like different diets and watching what I eat and stuff. And yeah, my doctors have also recommended diets like Mediterranean diet and like leafy greens and stuff, but like I just feel like I want to eat what I want. I'm already miserable. I'm already not feeling well. Why would I go on a diet and make myself feel even worse? If I'm laying in bed because I'm in too much pain, like it hurts too much to move, why would you tell me to like get up and go outside and walk or like exercise and stuff? Like, I know I'm supposed to like try to like exercise regularly and stuff, but I don't think my parents know that there's a time and a place. Like, I feel like they just want me to be back to normal, and they don't get that this is gonna be forever. Like, my family is Christian, and they're always talking about how they're praying and they believe that God is gonna heal me, and they're like telling me to believe it and like read my Bible and proclaim that I'm gonna be healed. I don't think that's true. I don't feel like God has ever really shown up for me in the ways that I needed, and I don't really have any hope that I'm gonna be like miraculously healed from my illnesses. I feel like God picks and chooses who he wants to bless, and I don't think I'm one of those people. I'm very active in my church, and I like my church. I sing on the praise team, and I feel like I've grown in my Christian journey or whatever since I started going to that church. But since I got sick and since Bella died, like all of that kind of went downhill. So of course I still believe that God is real, and I believe in like Christianity, I guess. Like, I feel like God is real, but I don't feel like he's real to me. I feel abandoned. It's hard to believe that God is gonna show up for me when he allows so many other like bad things to happen on like a grand scale. The Holocaust or slavery. He let like those huge things happen, so why would he do something like this for me, one person? I thought I did everything right when I was praying for Bella when she got sick. Like, I've like truly believed that things would be okay, and even if he didn't heal her, we would be able to take her to the vet and they would help her, but she ended up dying. And like, if he's fully capable of miraculous healing, then he chose not to do that. He chose to let her die, and he chose to let me get sick. I feel like if somebody has the power to stop bad things from happening and they let the bad things happen, then they're kind of an accomplice. Like, good people wouldn't let bad things happen if they could stop it. I'm not just gonna go and become an atheist or anything like that. It's not encouraging when somebody's preaching to me about how God can heal and how like he's capable of anything and stuff like that, because like if he was gonna do it, he would have done it. That's how I feel, and he's not done it. I'm not hoping for or believing in him for anything, and personally I feel like I don't really care at this point. Like, I'm not hoping to be healed either way from medicine or supernaturally. I don't know, I'm turning 18 next month, and my life looks nothing like I imagined it would be. I really just want to put all of this behind me when I go to college. Like, I just want to pretend like I am not sick, I guess. I don't know, like I could go to college and just like leave all my medicine here at my parents' house, and I can just pretend like I'm fine, and if I get sick or something, I'll just like push through it and pretend it's just like regular sickness like any other person. Like, I don't know. When I see myself in the future doing the things that I've like always wanted to do, it's not like a sick version of me. It's just like a regular me. I feel like there's so much wrong with my physical body now. My illnesses, and then all of these, which I am getting treatment for these to at least flatten them, but they're still there. I don't know. I just want to be a normal teenager. I wish I was a normal teenager. But I know that was a whole lot of rambling and like circling around and stuff, but hopefully that kind of shows you what's kind of going on in my head as someone who's chronically ill while also being a teenager. So, if you got something from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you could be notified when I upload more videos. Maybe comment if any of you have chronic illnesses or know someone who has chronic illness. Comment and maybe stay the illness, I don't know. And share the video. Bye!